Hi everyone, here's a short film on how to bleed the Selespeed hydraulic system on the Alfa 147, 156 and others with the Selespeed system. So, as you can see there, we need to first check the Selespeed hydraulic oil. Now, the tank is placed over the passenger side, or the left-hand side wheel. Do not overfill. Use the dipstick. You'll notice that the dipstick marks are right on the bottom of the dipstick. If you overfill it, it will just push the oil out onto the ground and it'll become waste. Now, just because the end of the dipstick is very short and low, what you don't see is that the tank is much bigger. The tank goes way down below there, so there's heaps of oil below, so you're not actually working on just a little bit of oil where your dipstick is. You're working a whole tank full, which you can't see. So from there, we want to bleed the system because we're not getting any gears, but that's in the case of not getting any gear shift at all. In the case where the pump motor is actually going, the Selespeed pump is actually working, then this is how you go about it. Remove the battery to get at the Selespeed bleed screw. The bleed screw is underneath the battery itself. Now, there's probably a plastic plate on the steel bracket that holds the battery. Remove the plastic, it just lifts out. Then you'll see a hole in the bottom, square hole in the bottom of the bracket which holds the battery. And through that you'll see the screw, of which you'll see on the photos I'll be coming to in a minute. So the idea is to then put your battery down beside the car, get some jumper leads and jumper it back onto where you took them off. This allows you to run the hydraulic motor, the Selespeed pump motor. So you find and locate the bleed screw, which is just a round, long screw, and loosen it like you do for when you bleed brakes. And have someone turn the key on, but don't start the engine. The pump should run, and while it's running, it's pumping the oil. Because you've loosened the screw, it's pumping the oil right around in a circle, and therefore getting out any air that's in the system. So while it's running, you actually, after a few seconds, you tighten the bleed screw like you do with brakes, bleeding the brakes, and then turn the key off. Now, to test the gears, you just turn the key on. You don't have to have the motor running. You just turn the key on and you use the gear shift and you just click it up. As long as it's in normal, not in city, you just click it up one click at a time, and it should go up to the 5 speeds, and then clean them all the way down and across to neutral and across to reverse, and they should all work, so all will be fine. After you've done all that, you need to recheck your Selespeed oil level, because it may have discarded it when you were bleeding it. So make sure that level's right. Now here's the photos, and you'll see on your right is the tank for checking your oil, and then through the battery mounting plate in the square hole you'll see the bleed screw there. You can't miss it. Okay, now if the pump doesn't run at the start, then you obviously can't bleed your system, so then you need to find what's wrong with your pump. The pump should work the moment you open the driver's door or turn the key on. It will stop a few seconds later once it is pumped up to pressure. So if the pump doesn't run, then you need to look at the other